Welcome guys, it's Mr. Laughter right here. Welcome to the Arsenal stand, and we are looking at Arsenal. Champions League is on the corner, and it's right about today. Champions League between Arsenal and PSG from France. That is going to be massive at the Emirates. Oh, well, what can we say today? Because we know the game that we played in the weekend wasn't that good. But Champions League is always Champions League, and it comes out with all its magnificent playing and players coming in, and everybody really getting pumped for the game. And we know the first game that Arsenal really played wasn't that good. Atlanta made it very, very difficult, and that was kind of the worst game that Arsenal played in the Champions League. I would say maybe they were just having Manchester City game behind their back, but today is a different game, and it's going to be massive for all Arsenal fans and even Arsenal players, because as we understand, Arsenal are very, very ready to meet PSG at the Emirates. We know Kylian Mbappe is no more, and also the good news that we have is Ousmane Dembele is not there, and he has not traveled because he had some controversies with the coach of that is PSG, Luis Enrique. So that is a very, very good news for Arsenal, I would say. But nonetheless, PSG still have good players that we know for sure will give Arsenal a very, very difficult game. We know the first game that PSG played, they won against Girona, which is very, very good for them. And now they're coming to the Emirates, and they're going to make it really, really difficult for Arsenal. But also we understand that Fury, that had been rumored to be having an injury, he's no more in injury. He's going to play, and that's been confirmed by Mikel Arteta, and he's going to be right there for Arsenal in the squad. And also we know Jurgen Timber is available. He also talked some sense also in the press conference, which is going to be so important in this wonderful piece of preview. Now, as we preview Arsenal, I want to give my view on the first game, that is Atlanta game. I feel like Arsenal weren't really into the game, and they were not so perfect in most of the attacks, and also in the midfield and everything around Arsenal when they played Champions League. This format is very, very difficult because you have 8 teams in one group, and you have to really win to be among the best teams, and later on you can go and move on to the next step. And Arsenal really would love to do that. In my view, they have to really make sure that they at least get a point or maybe win this game, because if they don't, then it's almost looking unlikely, because the next game is again AC Milan. You guys know it's going to be difficult in Inter Milan. It's going to be difficult in San Siro, because if Arsenal at home cannot win, then going to AC Milan is going to be very, very difficult. They have to start winning in the Champions League to help actually boost their chances of not going in for this last 16 qualification and stuff like that. So in my view, I feel like Mikel Arteta is going to take this game so seriously, and he has to go on and win this game, because it's going to help Arsenal in so many aspects in the table of the Champions League to help progress to the next stage. Because as you know, players are really getting injured. Rodri talked about it. Even Jurgen Timber today talked about how some of the players, are getting injured because there's so much game to be played. I don't know. I understand how these people really make all these changes, and without actually inquiring from the players themselves. They just do whatever they think it's really good for themselves, not even for the players. So it's really challenging for all the players, and all the players are very frustrated that they weren't asked. Actually, they were not even brought in to discuss some of those things that they just came out with it. So it's just difficult. But all in all, let's look at this match today, ladies and gentlemen. We know Arsenal haven't really played PSG for so long. We know the last time they played, it was draw 2-2. That was like 2016, 2017, around there. And also Arsenal won 1-0, I think, in Champions League some few years ago. And they haven't really played so much of recent, and it's going to be mouth-watering. We got to see exactly what will happen with Mikel Arteta and how he's going to bring him his team. Now let's go on and look at the team itself, and the team that I'm going to go with that is predicted 11, I would say, in this match, and then I'll give you my view on why I actually think this predicted 11 would help Arsenal. Now, in contention, the same thing I would say. In the back line, we know Ben White is missing. He's not going to be there in the game. So that means Ben White is off the radar for the game. And also we know that Zinchenko hasn't played for long, and I don't think Mikel Arteta can put him in this game. So that means, in my own view, I'm going to keep the same back line. We're going to have Jurgen Timber in the right-hand side. Still, the two guys, that is Gabriel and Saliba, in the middle, and also have in the left, that is Calafiori. That would be my back line, because I know it's going to be solid. If you look at the PSG wingers, they are so fast. There's this guy, Aroma, somebody, I forget his name. He's really, really quick. He's been the best player, I would say, in the PSG league. So having Calafiori and so Jurgen Timber, those ones were really, really physical. I like that in the back of Arsenal defense right now. Arsenal is so strong. The boys, they're tall and they're physical, they're strong, and you can see how they can battle. You know how they battle Brett Allen. He managed to score one goal, but after that, he was just very quiet. So I like that the defense of Arsenal is so strong nowadays, looking at all the height and when the physicality of it is really, really good. Now, in the midfield, this is where it's going to be a challenge. We know Odegaard is still missing, but also we know we have Rice, we have Thomas Partey, we have Trossard. Now, Trossard played really well against Leicester City, which is gonna be a very, very difficult change. I was thinking of really having Waniri start, but also, it's Champions League. It's very difficult to start a 17-year-old straight away. So that means in the midfield, we shall still go with this famous midfield, that is Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, and we keep Trossard there in the number 10 role, which is going to be really, really important to see how it will still go. That would be my midfield. Now, up front, as usual, I'm still going to maintain Saka, Martinelli, and Kai Havertz. So that would still be the lineup. Now, I want to talk about this lineup itself. In the bench, we're going to have some good players that could come in. Jorginho has experience in the Champions League. He could come in at some point. And also, Waniri can come in case something is not really happening well. He can still bring in Waniri, which is going to be important at some point. Looking at the lineup, I feel like if Arsenal can play well, maybe finish the game totally in the first half, that would be really, really good game for Arsenal. And as you know, Mikel Arteta said, PSG is still a good team. We know they don't have the likes of Neymar, the like of Kylian Mbappe, and those even Donnarumma is missing actually in the goalpost. So some of the key players are missing, but this is the time that Arsenal has to go in full board and try to win, because they're at home, and Champions League, if you're home, you always want to win at home, which is a very, very good thing for most of the teams. So if you're beaten at home, it's challenging, but if you want to play well, you need to go and win at I would say at home always, to help really boost your chances to stay in the league. That is what I can say. Mikel Arteta has to really put all the guns blazing so we can really win this game, because it's going to be important in the next game that we're going to play against Inter Milan. It's still going to be a difficult game as well, but let's focus on this one and finish it and make sure we aid out with 3 points to give us at least 4 points. That means PSG will still go down in the league. So I'm optimistic that it's going to happen and Arsenal will win right away. I'm going to give maybe 3-1. That is my scoreline. Arsenal is going to win 3-1 in the league, in this Champions League, which is going to be helpful for the boost against Arsenal. If they play well, if it is going to be Arsenal Day, for sure we're going to go 3-1. That is my prediction for the for the game. Now let me know in the comment what you think about the game and what's going to be your prediction, and also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet, because that's how we want to really develop. We are heading into 600. Let's move on slowly. Subscribe and be part of the community and develop this wonderful channel as we talk Arsenal. As you guys understand, this is the channel that brings you Arsenal latest news and everything that concerns Arsenal in whatever way. And yeah, we try as much as possible to at least bring in your stories and every stories about Arsenal around the community. So develop this community and be part of it. Yeah, that is what we have really for today. I just wanted to look at that preview of the game and know that PSG is coming and they're going to be very difficult. And we know still Champions League game is always Champions League game. You don't underrate any team much as they don't have the best players or so. Still, it's going to be very difficult at the end of it all. But all in all, let's see what Arsenal can come up. If it is that day, that would be tremendous. And yeah, that is the preview that I have for you guys, and I'm hopeful that in the end today we shall see Arsenal winning their match to the best of their ability. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe to the channel, and see you again in the next video. One love. Ciao.